Hi there, I'm Melanie Leuty in the Center for Faculty Development, and I thought today I'd take a few minutes and show you some cool features to use rubrics in Canvas and maybe integrate some AI tools to save you some time. So let's get into Canvas. Here I have a Canvas Sandbox course. If you look on the left-hand navigation, you might see rubrics. If you're not seeing it there, you simply need to scroll down to your settings, go to navigation, and then you would find rubrics here and just drag it up into your Canvas site navigation. Then we'll just click save. Now we're going to go into rubrics and take a look at this. So here we have some rubrics that we could use. I'm going to delete this one because we're going to try that one again. And we're going to see how you can easily create a rubric outside of Canvas if that's easier for you, or to use an AI tool. First, we're going to go to Import Rubrics. Here we want to start with downloading the template because that's really the basis of knowing that we're going to get a file that we can upload and not have problems with in Canvas. So we're going to download that template. If we open it up, here is if you're not interested or it's easier for whatever reason for you to make your rubric for your course outside of kind of the navigation in Canvas, you could do it here easily in Excel. That's great if you want to be able to share it with other faculty who maybe are teaching a different section of your same course and you want to be consistent across like assessments or grading criteria. So you could edit here and stop there. I'm going to show us quickly how we could combine this with some help from an AI tool in making our rubric. So we've got that template. I'm going to open up my AI tool. I love Copilot because it's free for us here at USM. I did this beforehand just to save us a little bit of time, but let me show you what I did. So in Copilot in a chat, I uploaded that template that I just downloaded from Canvas and used kind of this prompt. So using that template from Canvas, create a rubric for my course with this criteria. So I had these 4 different areas. I told it the total points possible should be 100. I could provide a lot more detail if I wanted some weighting or more detail under each of those areas of criteria, but I'm just kind of keeping it basic. So then I'll enter this. It took maybe 15, 20 seconds for it to work on it. And then here it summarized what it did for me and gave me the template completed. So I click on here and download it. We can open this up and just double check that that's what I want. Make sure that it put it in the correct format that I needed for Canvas. But I'm going to go back into my Canvas course and then upload this. So now I'm still back in rubrics. I'm clicking import rubrics. And in this case, instead of downloading the template, I'm going to upload the one I just created with Copilot and drag and drop it in here. It'll take just a second and it'll upload it. Well, notice here an important piece is that it says draft. I cannot attach it to an assignment if it still says draft here. So right now I'm going to go into edit and just make sure it all looks how I want it to look here. I could change some things up, add, change the order of criteria or the way I'm grading it, however I want to edit, or maybe I'm just satisfied with the way it is right now. Save as rubric finalizes this, at least at this point, for me to be able to use it and attach it to an assignment. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I can attach it in my assignment. So in my assignments, I've already got some draft assignments. We're going to go straight here to course paper 2 as the assignment I want to attach it to. So down here, I can create a rubric. Again, if I click on that, this would be a rubric builder in Canvas. Sometimes I find this a little bit cumbersome, but you do you. But in this case, we're going to attach the rubric that we just created and add it to kind of our course repository. So we're going to click Find a Rubric. And that is going to go directly to that list of rubrics that we just saw in that navigation in the rubrics tool. So this is the one we just created. Before we select this and see the next steps, I do want to note that if you hadn't noticed, you can search, but in this dropdown are all the courses that you maintain instructor of record in Canvas. So I could go into another course and pull out a rubric that I wanted to use from that course easily without having to go through the whole course import and get a whole bunch of other junk or clicking things. This is quickly a way to get a rubric that I may have developed for a different course that I want to use in this course. But in today's example, we're going to use that one that we just uploaded with some help developing from Copilot, and we'll add that. And now it's here. We have another opportunity if we want to preview the rubric, make sure we're good to go, add some more description if we want to, give some details about what we're looking for that criteria for students. Make sure that's exactly what we want it. We can change the orientation if we want it to appear slightly differently to ourselves and students. When we're happy with that, we will make sure it's saved any changes and we're good to go now. Now this will show up in our speed grader for that particular assignment to use. So this little tool using rubrics and approaching our rubrics from this navigation versus within our assignment is pretty handy because it allows us to create or use a template that we can edit in Excel or get some help in creating that rubric from some other AI or other tool, or more easily share our rubric with somebody else outside of Canvas. So it's a nice little feature that I enjoy using. When we're done with that rubric, if we don't want to clutter up our rubrics tab, we can archive them. They would be available for later. Again, here we can import rubrics from somebody else, or we can create rubrics here. And so hopefully this is a helpful way to think about different ways to navigate Canvas, particularly around rubrics that might save you some time or be easier in your work to add rubrics into your courses. So thanks for joining us for our tiny teaching tip, and join us some other time this CFD as we try to help you improve your teaching.